Welcome back to the DRO Bets channel. It is week 9 of the 2025 MLS season, and I just want to say first off, thank you so much. We hit 100 subscribers over the weekend. A huge thank you to all the people who maybe came over from the Sauce Network with Kyle Kerms going on their live stream on Saturday morning. If you don't follow that channel, I will put a link in the comments below. Definitely hope to be back on there. Had a lot of fun chopping it up with them. Got some new subscribers from it. And hitting 100 after just 8 weeks, it exceeded my expectations. So really appreciate you guys. This is a really fun thing we're building here. So let's recap last week, which was a good week for us. And then I have got 6 picks again for week 9 of the 2025 MLS season. So we were back to winning ways on the best bets video, going 3, 2, and 1 overall. A couple of whiffs on the unders, but other than that, the bets were pretty good overall. The Timbers cruised to victory. Great call in the Rapid San Diego game with that over, and then the player props, boy, they stay hot. We did really well on those. We went 3 and 2 overall, but then hit our underdog for 4 out of 5 for the third week in a row. I will include a link as well to my underdog fantasy if you want to get signed up for that. So we were up about 3.5 units overall last week between the two videos, which I was really happy with. So we will take that. Let's stay hot. Now 6 plays for week 9. Now, in week 9, it's a tricky board. We saw last week 13 out of the 15 matches were decided by 1 goal or less. It's really tight right now, and we're kind of through that first initial month to 6 week push, and teams are kind of settling in a little bit here. We've seen some lower scoring games recently. So I'm avoiding, for the most part, sides this week. I'm really focusing on totals, and I found some that I really like. And the first one, we are going to start in Columbus, but not technically Columbus. We're actually going to start in Cleveland, and we are going to take over 3 goals in the Columbus Inter Miami match, the marquee match of the weekend, coming in at -115. Now, this is arguably the biggest match of the season so far in MLS. The 2 remaining undefeated teams playing at the Cleveland Browns Stadium in what should be a huge crowd, and I think it's going to bring the best out of both teams. Now, we saw last weekend Inter Miami Chicago. I was on the over on that personally, and they played to a 0-0 draw. Chicago was getting booed by their own fans for not attacking. But these 2 teams are different. We saw Columbus, who plays some of the best soccer in MLS, and Miami last season. They played 3 times between MLS and Leagues Cup. There were 3 goals, 4 goals, and 5 goals in those games. So they really do bring the best out of each other. Columbus is a team that just simply doesn't know how to not attack, and playing in front of this huge crowd, trying to win some new fans in Cleveland, I think that's going to give it a little bit of an extra bump. And then I really liked what I saw out of Columbus in their last match against St. Louis. It feels like it took them 6 weeks to figure out how to play without Cucho Hernandez, and they figured it out. They did some really good passing and scored 2 goals. And then when they brought on Daniel Gazdag, who they signed from Philadelphia, I thought he added a whole nother dimension. I expect, of course, him to start this week. And then Miami, what more do you need to say? If one team is attacking, they're going to be attacking as well. I don't see them not scoring for 2 weeks in a row. And anytime you're playing an over 3, I'm always thinking about if the total is at 3 overall, is it more likely to go less than 3 or more than 3? And in this case, I think we are much more likely to see 4 goals than 2 goals. So our first play of the weekend is going to be Columbus Inter Miami over 3 goals, coming in at -115. Play number 2, and this is my favorite play of the weekend. We are going to Charlotte, where they are hosting San Diego FC at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, and we are taking Charlotte FC team total over 1.5, coming in at +110. So when I saw this game upcoming, frankly, this is a game I have had circled for about a week now, because I really wanted the opportunity to fade San Diego in some capacity. Well, they've been really good in the last few weeks. They've really gotten sloppy defensively, and they've struggled when they play outside of the Pacific time zone. We saw San Diego give up 3 goals at Colorado last week. And why do I not just want to play Charlotte money line, which is +130, and rather play Charlotte over 1.5? Well, I just want to take the result out of it, because I don't really trust the Charlotte defense here, but their offense has scored 2 goals in each of their 4 home matches. I love what Pep Biel is doing right now. He's tied for the league lead in assists. And then I love this matchup against San Diego, because who is the team in MLS over the last month, according to American Soccer Analysis, that has given up the most expected goals? It's San Diego. Who is the team that is giving up the most goals on counterattack moments? San Diego. Who counterattacks a bunch? Charlotte, who's very direct? Charlotte. So I really like the way this game matches up, but I don't want to trust the result. I think Charlotte finds the back of the net twice at plus 110. That's going to be the second play. Play number 3, another 6:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. We are going to Red Bull Arena, where the New York Red Bulls are hosting DC United, and we are taking the New York Red Bulls on the team total over 1.5 as well, coming in at minus 110. So the Red Bulls are probably the most Jekyll and Hyde team in MLS on home versus away this year. In 4 home matches, they've won 3 of them. They've got 10 points from their 4 matches. They've scored multiple goals in each of those 4 matches. But then when you look on the road, they have 2 points and 1 goal from 4 road games. Well, fortunately, as I mentioned, they are at home this weekend, and they are taking on a DC United team. They've played 3 road games this year. They have allowed 12 goals in those 3 games, 6 to San Jose a couple of weeks ago, 4 to Orlando, 2 to Chicago, and the expected goals numbers totally match this up. I like the options that the Red Bulls have in attack coming back home. I think we could see a big Choupo-Moting game. Finally, he's due for one. He's missed a lot of chances. And you still like Emil Forsberg as well to create some goals there. So I don't really want to overthink this one. I think if you look at the end of the season with DC United, they're probably going to give up multiple goals in 12 or 13 road games this year. So to get a Red Bulls team that is really good at home, over 1.5, we're going to take that at minus 110. Play number 4 this weekend, we are going to Minnesota, a team we backed a lot this year, mostly to success. And we are taking Minnesota United money line and under 4.5 goals against FC Dallas, coming in at plus 115. So I really wanted to find a way to back Minnesota United this weekend against FC Dallas, and it is a tricky matchup. I can see why the money line itself is minus 140, minus 145 for a Minnesota United team that's been really good this year, because FC Dallas hasn't lost on the road yet this year. They've been incredible, but there is a huge caveat coming into this match. Petr Musa will not be playing. He twisted his ankle really bad in that match against Seattle last weekend, a match that FC Dallas lost. And he is one of the most essential players to the way that his team plays in the league. After he went out, they basically created one chance the entire hour of the match remaining against Seattle. I would, he papers over so many cracks for Dallas, and I would expect them to play a really defensive style this weekend, which is why I like, under 4.5 goals, very likely to bring that juice down basically like 40, 45 cents. I don't really need to say a lot about Minnesota United. They've been probably the second or third best team in MLS this year. They've been fantastic recently, and they're coming off of a 2-game road trip. I think that gives them a little of extra juice coming at home. I think Dallas is going to sit back. I think this is going to be a really cagey match. I think Minnesota United, if you want to put a sprinkle on a Minnesota United shutout win, I think it probably finishes 1-0 or 2-0. Couldn't get to the money line at minus 140, given the change in odds to get, 50 cents difference. So the 4th play of the weekend is going to be Minnesota United money line and under 4.5 goals plus 115. So I lied. I said we had 6 plays this weekend, but I forgot that I scratched San Jose team total over 1.5. I was really close on it, but I'm just gonna stay away from it. We're gonna keep that one off, and we are gonna go with 5 plays this weekend. So this is gonna be the last play of our best bets, and we are going to Seattle, a 9:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. We are going with the Seattle Sounders and Nashville SC, both teams to score, coming in at minus 105. Now, I just don't get the odds for this line at all. You don't see very many both teams to score coming in at basically even money. This is usually, very rarely. Like I usually see this even games that I think it's very likely for both teams to score minus 140 or maybe a coin flip at minus 140, minus 160, minus 170. So to get this at minus 105, I think is a great line. First off, let's look at Nashville. So we don't know yet if Walker Zimmerman is going to play. If he doesn't, I think Seattle's going to score quite a few goals, which raises the chances for both teams to score. Even if he does play, I think it's going to be really tough to keep Seattle off the scoreboard this weekend. Albert Rusnak should be back. We saw Pedro de la Vega back last week. Great to see him back and healthy. He's playing better for Seattle. And then when we talk about Nashville on the offensive side, according to American Soccer Analysis, they have the second most expected goals in the last month behind Vancouver. Granted, a lot of that is assisted by some penalty kicks, but still, I like what I've seen attacking wise from Nashville the entire season. They had a lot of attacking when they were playing at Charlotte, at Philadelphia. I think they can get a goal against Seattle, especially in a game state where they may be playing from behind. Hani Mukhtar playing really well. They've just got a lot of pieces there that I think are going to create problems for Seattle. And this is a team that scored in two out of their three road games. Again, I would place this at minus 140, minus 150, something like that. So to get basically even money here, I'm going to jump on it. Our fifth and final play of the weekend, Nashville SC, Seattle Sounders, both teams to score. So that will wrap it up for our best bets video. Be sure to give me the thumbs up. Give me a comment. Let me know what you are playing this weekend. There's plenty more games. Again, I think it's kind of a tough board, but I would love to hear your input on what else you are playing this weekend. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. About half of our views come from people who aren't subscribed. So would love to go ahead and subscribe as well. We will be back later on this week with our props, which are absolutely on fire right now. So stay tuned for that, and we will catch you next time.